Quick reminder, you should have all your tools and supplies ready by now. In this tutorial, we'll be using a very sharp X-Acto knife and a hot glue gun, so please handle with care. The PDF companion downloads aren't available yet. They'll be added later in the series for a tiny contribution. But for now, enjoy this free tutorial and follow along step by step. Alright, let's make a quad muscle out of this. You should have this in your PDF downloads, okay? It should look like this. It actually would probably look like half of this, and the reason why I show you this full piece is because I actually cut this out on food box cardstock. Yes, Coffee Mate cardboard. Go ahead and take a piece of grocery bag paper stock. Just cut yourself a 3x3 piece of grocery bag paper stock and fold it in half, right down the middle. This will come into play later. This piece cut out from your PDF downloads, it's going to look like this half piece. The CF is center fold. We know that we made a center fold right in the middle. We're going to place our CF or center fold right on the center fold line. For the sake of this video, I'm going to just do the fold trace here. You can brunt this one all the way down to the bottom. Let's use our unit ball signal. Usually I use my number 2s. You can see it a lot better with a unit ball signal. I'm going to go ahead and make all the markings here, and I'll explain everything later. Should be good there, okay? That's a little marking. I just want to be able to see that. So what we're going to do is just fold cut it now. That's simple. We already Dick Tracy'd it out. Now we're just going to cut it right down here and right along here. This is a little marker, so we can go ahead and cut that out. So now we've got this glorious looking fold cut. I'm going to pause it right here. We have these cutout markers right here and here. Don't worry about these because I've since updated this design. It shouldn't be on your new design, but it will be in this video, so don't worry about it. And we'll take our pink foam, put this back in our legs jar right here. Booyah! Booyah try. And how we're going to do this, look at our porous pieces of pink foam. I obviously salvaged this from other pieces of our action figure. Like always, we need a flat piece on top and as best a flat piece on the side here. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to have this nice edge right here, okay? Let's go ahead and take this one here because it has both. And our quad fold that we made is actually going to go on the same edge right here, just like this. And whichever side you want to use, this was going to be a lot easier because we have a straight edge right here that we can actually brunt up right against this edge right here. What color should we use? Let's go ahead and use green. So I've got the new updated version of it. By the way, cut yourself out some flat blocks that don't have any edges that are coming out so you can actually rest it onto the table and kind of rotate it like this. It's going to make it a lot easier working with rectangular blocks like this. Go ahead and just trace this out. For the first part of it, all you need to do is just trace around the actual skeletal part of it. You don't have to worry about all the markings on the inside. Just go ahead and mark it out using our Soylent Green. And we're going to also do this side here. Don't worry about all the inside markings. So it should look like this, okay? On a nice, fresh block of foam, okay? All these markings and stuff like that are going to come into play later. Alright, so we have these two glorious pieces here. Go ahead and take our handy, very sharp kids X-Acto knife and cut this out of the foam here. Now moving forward, you're going to see two pieces of quad cut out, but in this version, of course, as you see right now, you only see one. The same rule applies to both of them. Pick one part of the area of the design. I usually like to start right here at the top right corner. Go ahead and right on the inside, not the outside, the inside. I'm going to go ahead and stab almost straight down and at an angle. I'm cutting on the inside of the design, not the outside here, the inside here. So let's keep going. And at an angle, I'm just kind of stab cutting it all the way in, all the way down until we get about here. I'm going to shift gears and go this way. And I'm going to naturally curve this bottom part right here. And I'm going to go ahead and lay this nice flat piece back onto the table. Follow this design upward along the green, kind of at an angle. It's not really straight up and down like this, kind of at an angle. I'm going to go ahead and just meet it right there. So this flat part right here just goes straight down and kind of saw following this line right here on this side here. If all goes well, we should be able to chunk this out really easy. And we should get a piece that looks like this, okay? Really nice, really clean. We've got flat surfaces here with minimal flashing. It's okay that this is a little bit uneven, but we're okay with that. I'm going to do this other one here, stab cutting it down at an angle. And again, we're coming down out of here and kind of folding it around like that. We should be able to pull this one out like that. Okay, two glorious pieces of quads right here. This obviously is not, look at my fingers, they're all inked up. This is obviously not the finished one. I'm going to show you how to get to this step right here, right now, with all these little designs. Take our little piece here, plop it right on top of the actual fold we marked out. Our handy grain Sharpie, make a tiny little marking right here. This is the little eyedrop marking right here. And we're going to make a little tiny marking right here on this corner, and a little marking right here on this corner here. And why not do this one as well? Flat surface and the straight edge right here, we're putting this right on top. Little eyedrop marking right here, tiny eyedrop marking here, and tiny eyedrop marking there. We can see that, right? I'm going to do two things here. Just so that you can show, we can go ahead and connect the dots, la la la, connect the dots. Okay, we're connecting the dots right here, just on this one, okay? Because I just wanted to show you that you can just have fun because we are blacking out the grain. This one, however, why not connect the dots? By just putting a score line, that's it. Score line. So we have two options. Whatever gets you through the night, do whatever. They're both going to achieve the same thing, and I'll just do this now. Okay, so all we're doing, cutting out along this score line, this same angle, we're following this dot down to this dot, and it's kind of a 45-degree angle. We want it to look like this. It's what we want out of this cut. The same thing, except now we're just making this whole grain disappear. I'm making score lines here. I just got it started with this very sharp X-Acto, and we're just cutting this out. Same way, two different ways. Let's keep moving. We want to concentrate on gutting this whole V Space Canal out right here. Now that we've already chunked this part out here, it's going to be a lot easier for me to show you on camera. All we're going to do is make a little triangle. Follow this triangle edge here, but we're going to go about 1/4 of an inch in, just like this. This kind of angle, right like that. This little TP triangle, and I'm going to color me bad this out. Okay, can we all see that? We want to chunk this brown part out. We're going to stab cut it right here at the top. I'm going straight in, following this line straight down, and I'm stab cutting it all the way down here. I'm going to go ahead and pierce it right here, right back on the desk here, and then check this out. Boom. I should be able to pull that out. Ooh, no problem. So we want to do this all the way down to this bottom part. What's going to help guide us is I'm going to go ahead and put this back on top. Fork should actually match right on top of here where we cut it out. I'm going to go ahead and bring back our trusty Sharpie and mark this out just so that you can visually see it. Turn this over, we're going to do the same thing. This little line's not going to rest right in the middle of this, but just use your fingers and feel on both sides to even it up. Make sure that these forks are flush to the bottom. We're going to go ahead and make these two little lines on the side right there, just like that. We're going to make this imaginary line. This line right here is going to follow all the way down this line right here where we made the markings here. We're going to flip it over, and it's going to match up to this line here. That's going to meet this opening here. And since we're on the case, we're going to go ahead and just stab cut it all the way down the score line that we made. Flipping it on over, we're going to go ahead and cut all the way down this score line that we made right here. And we're going to go ahead and John Cougar melon cut this out. It's going to be that easy, right? Oh, and it's already coming out. Check that out. So we're going to flip this back over. See this part right here? Go ahead and cut straight down on this side here. Straight down on this side here. And straight down, we're cutting the blue out. Just keep in mind we're cutting all the blue out, or whatever color that you're using. And we should have something that looks like that. Check that out, everybody. That's looking pretty good. So if we compare our two pieces, it looks pretty much the same. If you want, you can actually gut this middle part right here. All you people that like to pick scabs, this might actually feel really good to you. But that sounds good, actually. Okay, let's keep moving. Clean up a little bit. Check it out. We got some... we can put some new wedges in John Cougar melon cut wedges, okay? Save those. For those that like to save their fingernails, probably have a John Cougar melon wedge. Okay, let's just keep it going. We've got 8 quads here. They all look the same, sort of. Straw bone canal, the little forks at the end here, the little V cut. And we need to keep going. We need to turn these into left and right, right and left. Obviously, we have two legs. We have left and right. Oh, look at all the ink on my fingers. It's a messy business, everybody. But anyway, talk about this piece back right here. So as you can see, we have a right and a left, left and right. Now on camera, obviously this is left and this is right. But on here, it's going to be the opposite. And I'll tell you why. Because as they sit on the table right now, this is actually the back hamstrings that you're looking at. When we turn it over, it's going to be the front side of the quads. Let's go ahead and pull these off to the side right here. Let's take these two right here. You can go right, left, left, right. It doesn't matter, just pick one and designate it. So we can understand this, I'm going to write an L right here for left and R right here for right. Go ahead and pile this piece back on top. We already chunked this top out, so it's going to be missing, so we're going to actually align it with these two little forks down here. And see this little notch out right here that we've made on our design? Let's go ahead and put a little pinpoint right there, a little pin marker. Since we killed this already, this middle, the middle's going to actually be the top of this TP, right? That's going to be our marker because we're going to cut all this right here going to this little dot off. This one here, we're going to plop it right on here. The forks are going to match up. And on this side, we're going to go see how this is marked right. This little marker right here, we're going to put a little pin marker right there. And of course, the middle, we can mark up the middle if we want, but we know we're going with the middle. Visually, we are actually cutting off from the middle, perforating it all the way down to this marker right there. These two portions right here are gone. Let's bring back our very sharp X-Acto knife, go from the middle all the way down to this marker here. Boom. It's that simple. And we're going to do this one as well. I'm going to cut this off. Boom. We want to do the same thing with all of these right here. We got left, right, left, right, left, right. Keep in mind, this is the back of the leg. I'll just say back leg. We see that back leg, HS for hamstring. The reason why I did that is I'm going to turn this over and this is going to actually be the left leg because the straw bone is going to be facing us. So if this is the front of the leg, the face would be here facing the camera. And we know that the left leg, even though it's on the right. Now I'm going to turn it over like the butt is facing us. So now we know this is the back leg, so this is the left leg. Okay, hopefully that made sense to you. Let's start off the trimming party. We're going to start actually right down here, cut this off with our scissors, and we're going to just, yeah, it's going to look like that. We want to take this off because this is going to be the back of the knee pit. Go ahead and trim around all these harsh edges. We're going to actually trim this quad and we're just cutting down all these sharp edges. Basically, this piece of foam's a little bit smaller and more round and softer on the edges here. So when we actually put the quad covers on, it's not going to be as muscular and bulk. We want to have a little bit of muscle, but we don't want it to be too like action star universe, you know what I'm saying? You can go as much or as little as you want, but we don't want to go too much, okay? So that looks about good. Just kind of rinse and repeat with the other one. Alrighty, so I cut them all down. As we can see, left, right, left, right, left, right, all the way across. We're going to add the straw bone to it and just have a good time, everybody. So we need some straw bones for these quads. Now I already have one. Found a spare piece that was exactly 2 inches. And that's exactly what we need from our, you guessed it, McDonald's fast food straw. I usually like to work with the Del Taco straws, but hey, these have stripes on them too. Any straw with a stripe is, ooh, that flung out. Any straw with a stripe on it is a good straw to me. Of course, yellow and red, McDonald's colors. This one's real simple. We're gonna just add it to the inside duct of this straw bone. And we got, yes, our handy screwdriver. This sucker down the shaft. Get this ready for gluing. All we're gonna do, one full trigger pump. That's all it takes. And we're gonna paste it on both sides here. I'm gonna plop this right down on to this piece, the quad. Keep in mind that this top edge here and this edge here meets this inner kneecap edge. I'm going to pull this out. It's probably dry by now. If you can see that, it should reach this inner edge here, and this edge should reach this top edge here. You're going to have a little bit sticking out, but that's okay. If all goes well, this is stuck on there pretty good. The hot glue is hot enough to fuse with the pink foam, and it actually melts very well onto this straw. And once it actually hardens up on the inside, it adds rigidity. And once we add the wire joints from the hip to the knees, this is going to be rock solid, okay? Remember, back of the leg and then the hamstring. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to bink this on there, bink it, one full trigger pump of glue. And we're using our nozzle and our Freddy... It looks like Freddy Krueger. Let's keep going because this is drying. And we're going to go ahead and match this on up just like that. Squash that down to Chinatown. See all that well out? That's totally fine. We're going to keep our screwdriver in there because it's going to melt around the straw. This acts as a solid core piece, so if there's any melting, it won't melt and crumple. It won't implode, if you will. That's the reason why I keep our screwdriver in there. You need to go ahead and add a little bit more musculature, if you will, onto the front here. Take 2 pieces of your Del Taco straw, McDonald's straw, Burger King straw, whatever. Cut off 1.25 inches, 1 inch. Back of the leg, we have this downward slope looking this way. On the longer side, we're going to go ahead and glue this piece right on top of this middle straw bone, right adjacent to it, just like this. Eyeball it kind of from the top, and from the bottom, we're just going to put it in the middle, just like this. Right on the foam. Try not to get it on the straw. About that much. About the length of the straw. Plop it right next to this, adjacent to the straw bone. Take your handy screwdriver and stick it in the middle straw bone. You don't have to put the screwdriver in here. We're just pushing it down just like this. We're not flattening it, but we are pushing on it. Go ahead and just let that adhere. Just like that, okay? All that's drying. That should actually already be dry. We're going to do the same thing on this side, except we're going to put the straw right around the lower part of this straw here. I'm going to go ahead and put like a half trigger pump of glue right on the foam. Trying not to get it on the middle straw bone, but if you do, that's okay. We have the screwdriver assisting with the solid core inside. We're going to go ahead and plop that down here. Push down kind of like halfway, letting that glue get on as much as the inside of this inside edge here. The reason why we're doing that is we made a little bit of a spongy, muscular muscle structure, okay, that we can actually bend a little bit. So when we put the quad covers on here, that's going to be able to allow us to bend and fold and mold around this. We're not done yet. Let's take our scissors. We're going to go ahead and cut just the corner ends off just like this. That's all we're doing. We're going to do both sides. And the reason why we're doing that is we're just adding a little bit of angle to it. See this red line? Thank you, Del Taco straw. Go ahead and cut it right up the middle. Boom. And this one as well. Boom. What we're doing is we're creating a little bit of a gap so this can spring down inside the straw. Can we see that happening here? We want these straws to be springy, but we don't want them to be too springy. That's the reason why cutting it down the middle is going to add a little bit more of relief on the spring. It still gives you a little bit of a muscular structure, but not too much. So the front side is not too bulky, but it's just bulky enough to not be too flat. And leave the middle straw bone intact. Don't cut this one. Attach these quads onto the taint crotch midsection area. Just a reminder, this is the front side. As you can see, it's going down to a point. This is the back side, of course, the upper part that we cut off right here in the profile view. We've got the front side of the quads here. As you can tell, we have the straw muscular parts. The muscle part. Okay. Before we actually attach these, turn this over and it should look like this, okay? For the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and put right on the back of this one here, and then put right here, left right here, and then left on this side so that we cannot be messed up with this, okay? That actually looks like an L, so that would have totally messed me up. Now we know that we are connecting the right one. Flip it back over. What we want to do is just slam a jam of this thing down inside. When you're fitting the quad straw bone into the hip wire joint, moving forward it's saying put the straw flush up into the joint. You can do that, but I advise leaving about 1/4 inch clearance, wire joint sticking out. That is totally acceptable. The reason why is you're going to need a lot of bend back here. Now I'm going crazy with the bends forward and back. But if you have a lot of clearance, it's going to be a lot easier for the hips to sway left, right, front, and back. From the top of the hip to the bottom of the quad here, it's going to be about 3 inches. If you go under or over that, it doesn't matter until the straw actually caresses this top part of the taint or the hip joint right here. We're going to feel around to where this stops in the middle of this straw here. You can also pull this out and do this action and kind of judge like ourselves like this. We can see visually right here, pushing down on the 2 muscles right here, and we're just kind of pinching down before we actually add the glue. The reason why we want to pinch that down and try to prevent any further glue from this side to leak down to this side. We're ready to go. Pull that out. Take my hot glue gun. I primed it off camera, and then I'm going to put 1 full trigger pump of glue. Just 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue right on the grip tip and the eye loop here. I'm going to slam a jam of this all the way down in here, right? And I'm going to twist and shout swashbuckle that around, and no need to push this down anymore because it's kind of melted in. That's totally fine that that's melted in because we already put glue on the other side and it's very strong on the inside. Naturally it's going to melt anyway. Once it actually dries, it's going to be really just hard. It's going to be like solid inside here. We put glue on the eye loop and grip tip so that it'll grab around the eye loop and the grip tip, so this will never come out. Once it's dried, you can pull on this with a diesel truck and it won't come out. Yeah, let's do the same thing on this side. It's real easy. Right around there, I'm going to pinch that off right in the middle. Don't worry about these two muscles inside. And let's go ahead and slam a jamma. And we're going to go ahead and make sure that we have even quad muscles on both sides. Go ahead and let that dry and come back and do the next steps. Again, to reiterate, if your quads and your taint has this spacing right here of wire joint, you're totally okay. It'll look like this big spacing or this big gap. Now the quads are permanently glued and attached to the hip joints on the taint and crotch. Bendable is posable. Let's go ahead and take our trusty scissors, trim down these sharp edges here. This is completely optional, everybody, but I recommend all the sharp edges we round out. And we're also going to take down the muscle a little bit too, because right now this guy's a little bit too muscular, right? All along the harsh edges. Back here, we can actually come in here as well. Alright, we're not going to go too crazy, but we are just going to that, because when we actually add the quad covers and everything else like that, we're going to compress everything together, so it's not going to be as sharp anyway. Alright, so there we go.